morning. It's March 1st. Woke up in the parking lot here. Um, in that Bible where you read, Jesus Christ says, pick up your cross and to follow me. And it also speaks, it'll be good for that person when he comes back and finds you doing his work, what he asked you to do. This has been going on for several years for me, and trust me, people, I've had people that have offered me jobs that I've turned down. I didn't want nothing to do with it because I knew that all this stuff was all coming to an end. Everybody had their high price on everything, living their lifestyle, enjoying themselves, taking their selfie photos. They weren't looking around at what was really going on. It's like this morning when I got out of my truck, I got to go into Walmart, and use their facilities. That's just the way it is for me, And anyhow, when I got out of my truck, we got rain coming down here today, and I'm in Hoover, Alabama. But anyhow, clouds are looking real strange, very strange. But anyhow, I noticed the sun trying to break through the clouds there, and I was like, wow. It was right bright on my face, man, just for a moment, though. And I seen right up above it a full moon. I think it was a full moon. It might have, I don't know, I just have a feeling that when these planets get lined up side by side, that's when the bride is going, okay? I got a feeling about this, man. Just like I'm staying away from the West Coast, man, because I've got a feeling about the West Coast, too. It's about to go underwater. I've been warning people for several years, man. Not only have I been warning, I've been prophesizing. And, because the Bible tells me to. Jesus Christ said to do that, so I do it. I've had people trying to come up against me, man. They just can't do it. They can't do it, man. And I ain't got to lift one little finger. I've seen a few people get hurt, man. I mean, like somebody whacked their arm off with something, man. And they just they looked at me like they couldn't understand it, and they knew something was there, They know what it is. I've got angels around me. And they're stronger than anything. I mean, anything. Ain't nothing gonna touch me here. I might be living in my pickup truck, but let me tell you something. I've always seeked work, wanting to work. I've never looked for a handout, but I did look for a hand up. I never seek to be better than anybody else out there. I wouldn't want it because there's too many people out in this world that are suffering today, that are struggling in it, And these doctors, these dentists, nobody who could afford them. Can't afford them no more. What good are they? You know what I mean? What good are they? They're not. I've been in the doctor's office. See, I see things. I notice things, too. I'm a painter, man. But I do drywall repair, plaster repair, stucco repair. I don't just paint over stuff. I fix things. I used to give 25-year warranties on my jobs. And there was a time where I stayed busy. But it just got worse and worse since 2001. Let me get back to that doctor's office. When I was sitting in a doctor's office one time, I seen a sign right at the window. What do people go into the doctors for? They go in there because they need to see a doctor. Something's wrong with them. They're hurting. Something's wrong. They need help. And there's a sign right there saying, if you don't have your co-payment, don't bother seeing the doctor. Where do you think that doctor's going? I ain't saying I'm a judge. But where do you think he's going? Huh? I ain't got no love for that man. I ain't got no love for anybody like that man. I've also been trying to tell people, what comes out of a person's mouth tells me what's in their heart. And if you got no compassion on those out there that are struggling, I can tell you right now, I doubt it if the Lord's going to have any compassion on you. I had somebody send me a thing. One lady offered me to come over to her place to take a shower, you know. She's in a nursing home, though, you know, and I just, you know, I ended up going up to Montgomery for a job interview there, and I got in the neighborhood, man, and I said, this is not the place to be if a riot breaks out. You know, I don't want to be here. See, and the devil works that way, too. He tries to, you know, they spin webs. They set traps. That's the way the devil works. You know, he tries to get you jobs, try to get you, you know, your little heart's desires here in this world that's soon going to be trodden over. It's going to be torn apart. But it says in the Bible, many people are going to follow this devil. They're going to follow him because of their lustful, wanton ways. And there's a guy coming that the people are going to believe is, you know, actually all-powerful. But they have no idea how weak he's going to be. You got to remember, man, the Lord and the holy angels, they cast him out down here on the earth, man. And they can't get up off of this earth now. But they're going to deceive you, you know. I ain't going to say all of you, but you know, if the Holy Spirit's in you, then you'll be okay. You'll be taken out of it. A lot of people don't know this, but the signs are all around us. They're on the buildings, they're on these things. People that got money, you know, because that's, remember what Jesus said? Money's the root of it all. You know, in the Holy Bible, where in Revelations 3, where it says, I'm going to spare you the moment of trial that's coming upon the whole world. I've been saying it several times. America's not going to be around a few more years. You know, that's it. It'll be finished. It's going to be nuked, too. I've seen that because of some of the things I've witnessed here. And when I seen some of these parades going on, man, I was angry. I mean angry. So how much more angry is the Lord, Father, going to be in heaven, God? How much more angry do you think he's going to be? I mean, I was mad when I seen it. You know what a police officer said? Oh, they're just having a parade. I said, why are they calling it a Christmas parade then? You know, and they're all out there dressed up with their makeup, tight clothing, and they got gangster floats and listening to rap music. Had nothing to do with Christmas. It was only about them. You know, they weren't giving no thanks to nothing but themselves. But anyhow, like I said, a lot of these Walmart stores, they're going to be used to exterminate a lot of people. You can't imagine that, neither can you. People don't have much of an imagination here. But they like to have their ears tickled. They love to have their ears tickled. You know, if you don't tell people what they want to hear, you could be like me, living in your truck, you know. That's the way it is. People want to have their ears tickled, or they want to deceive you. They want to tell you how stupid you are, crazy you are. You need to see a doctor, go get some medication, you know, take some medication. They want to medicate you too, especially if you do see things happen. If you ain't happy with something here, don't be taking no pills, man, to medicate it. You know, just know the truth. What you should be doing, instead of taking pills, opening this Bible, man, and take the word, the truth. You know, in the Matrix where they say the red pill or the blue pill, take this one and you wake up in your bed and go on like nothing ever happened. Or you take the red pill and we'll show you the truth. You know, well, it's all a lie, man. You don't take no pill, man. You don't have to take a pill. Read the Holy Bible, man. Remember, man, this is Hollywood, man. These are people telling people what they want to hear, giving them a choice. You know, like we had the 50th Super Bowl. What a lot of people don't realize, that 50th Super Bowl, you know what that is? What does it say in the Bible about separating the sheep from the goats? They're going to be separated. Everything's in the Bible, man. We're at the end, man. I just wanted to share that with you guys, man. Like I said, it's starting to break out again. It's sun. Man, I'm telling you, it was a huge, huge. If that wasn't the full moon, then it was another planet. And I'm telling you, they're coming into our solar system. This is March 1st. You're going to start seeing stuff happening this month. And the sun was coming up. There it is. That ain't the sun. I'm looking at it. That's a freaking planet, man. Let's get this over here. see if you can see that. I don't know if you can. Let me get outside. In the clouds. See, the sun's below it down here. Hey, do you see that? You see how you can look at the moon or the sun? Then there's another one down there. There's two of them. A lot of people ain't noticing this stuff, man.
Yeah,
That's
the sun and the moon. You get both of them this time of day.
Yep. You see what I'm saying? But they're both bright. A lot of people don't pay attention to nothing. What's going on in their mind is worldly things. But I'm going to play this back to see if we can get it. He's going, it's probably the sun and the moon. But let me tell you something. I've never seen the moon that bright. That moon is so bright. It is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let me, It's hard to see it. See, the sun's over there. But that's bright like the sun, too. But you see what I'm saying? Guys like, oh, it's probably the sun and the moon. We get them both this time of the day. Really? You know? I mean, I remember when I was growing up, you know, I remember seeing the moon coming up at night, and I didn't see it with the sun, you know? But today, you know, people are like, they got an easy answer for it. Oh, it's probably the moon and the sun. And they just move on. I can tell you right now, a lot of people are going to be in for a rude awakening. I've never ever, that was so bright. I mean, very bright. Hard to look at, that bright. Not long, people. I'm going to, that was a nice thing to see. I'm just grateful that my eyes aren't blind like I've seen in a lot of people today. A lot of people are not seeing what's going on today. I had a vision about, I'm going to say a month ago, where I actually seen like what looked like our moon with a couple more moons, and then to the left of that, about 7 planets. You know, they're all like in a row beside each other. I think that's the time when the bride of Christ is going to be leaving. That's like when a window's going to be open for us to go. Like those last visions I had. I had a dream where, you know, a lot of people were like dead in this world. They accepted everything that it is. And that's when we're going. And when I went to a church the other Sunday, yesterday, that's exactly what happened, man. The lady in there was, she was talking about she's ready to die a martyr's death. And when she first came in to preach, you know, I'm sitting there looking at her, I'm going, wow, she's wearing like alligator clothing and stuff like that. You know, and I've had dreams where I've been fighting crocodiles and stuff, you know. And then here these people come in looking all, you know, sharp and fancy and stuff like that, wearing, you know, dress made out of alligator skins, and they've probably been living a very lustful life, going to church talking about how blessed they were, while everybody else was struggling in the world, not making any money, and then they made it worse on them thinking, well, they're not educated, and if, they got to work, we'll pay them, but we don't really need them. But let me tell you, if you didn't have any of those people you didn't think were worth anything, what would you have? Nothing. That's how blind a lot of people are. Sadly, but it is what it is. The sheep and the goats are about to be separated. That's what's coming. That's why the 50th Super Bowl game. I was 5 years old when they started their first Super Bowl. I was 5. And this is the 5th generation coming up. I was born my mother's 5th child. And I was born on May 23rd, which is the 5th month. 2 plus 3 is 5. I've got all the scars on the left side of my body of like I was crucified. Crucified. My wrist, below my left rib. Jesus was crucified below the right rib. And he's got the scars all the way around, But, I believe this is what I came here for. The Lord ordained me for this. And sadly, nobody's believed me, and then when I went into churches trying to get work, nobody would hire me. I wasn't about to work in a place where they play games. You know what I mean? There's no way. Because there's too much demonic stuff going on in there. Look at the Super Bowl games. Everything they're doing, man, it's perverted. It's all perverted. And a lot of these people in there, they've helped promote all this pervertedness. Just like a lot of these churches that are closing and selling out right now, they help promote a lot of this homosexual lifestyle. Now they're shutting their doors, and now the ones that are open in different places, people greeting the front doors, they're there telling people, oh no, Jesus loves them, man, you gotta love them too. And I said, oh, bull. I said, I ain't gotta love them. I don't love them any more than I love any other sin out there. I said, it's all stinking thinking, and they're like, what? They couldn't believe what I said, And then they're trying to tell me, oh, no, you gotta love them. Bull. Who are you? And you're sitting here greeting people at the front doors? It's no wonder they got everybody duped here in this nation. Because pastors, you letting these people work on your front doors, greeting these people, twisting the word of God. And a lot of these pastors, man, they got demons in them too. Remember what he said about endless wolves? Joel Osteen. I heard him one day on TV saying if Joseph hadn't shared that dream he had, he never would have went to prison. And he would have had a lovely life, Well, let me tell you something. If Joseph hadn't shared his dream and went to prison and did just what God wanted him to do, Egypt would have perished. They would have died of starvation. If there's anybody out there that's a Muslim that's hearing this, you better know this. This is the devil at work. Okay? Egypt would have perished a long time ago. That's why Joseph was the second in command of all of Egypt, because he interpreted the Pharaoh's dream. That's why he made him governor of all of Egypt. And he stored food for 7 years. Not only that, he saved his own people. But here you got pastors tickling people's ears. If he hadn't have shared that dream, he never would have went to prison. And then he used that word, I am, like it's a powerful thing. You know what? God's the one that said, I am that I am. And what is Joel Osteen? I am. That's how powerful it is. I am well. I am this. I am that. And everybody just following. They're going, yeah, I am too. And you look at these people living their lustful, rich lives. You know what you are? A lot of people that saying I am, and they're following this perverted teaching. You're following it to a hell and damnation is where you're following it. But this time's almost over. And, everybody had their choice. I do get upset with it a lot because you don't hear me. I'm quoting scriptures and stuff that's in there, but you don't see me just opening up reading the same stuff in here, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to just be listening to people that are... Because what do you think Joel Osteen does? He gets out there and he's not reading out of his Bible. He's quoting stuff out of there, but he's quoting everything he's twisted. He's twisted everything. Everything comes out of his mouth, ain't none of it written in the Bible. You know, I am, that's where God made a quote about, you know, who he is. I am that I am. You know, and then Joel Osteen took and twisted it and saying, you are too. And you are too. You know, telling people what they wanted to hear. While he's living in a $15 million mansion. You know, wearing $10,000 suits. Boy, and he got his little pretty wife to follow him too. I guarantee you what they are now are demons hosting their bodies. Whatever they used to be, they ain't no more. I promise you that. They've got demons controlling them. And I guarantee you, even their bodyguards that are around them are controlling them. You know? Haven't you ever noticed famous people, you can't get near them because of the people that are guarding them, protecting them? They're not really protecting them. They're keeping the demons. They don't want you to see what they've become. You know? And they come out here to just deceive you even further. And that's what's happened. A lot of people have been deceived for a long time. It's like that guy out there. I said, you ever seen the sun and the moon like that? Right there, one on top of the other? If that was the moon, I'll tell you what, I've never been able to look at the sun like that, but I could tell the sun was below it still, coming up. And, because it was brighter than what I was looking at. But what I was looking at looked pretty bright. You know, it was so bright, it was hard to look at almost. These clouds are covering it. That's the only way it was even possible. There it is, too. I can tell the sun's back there, but there's the moon right there by it. There's also been reports of other people who have seen other planets in various areas. Nothing normal. But when you say, people will sit there and say, oh, it's just the sun and the moon. You know, they're used to telling people what they want to hear for such a long time. They figure they can talk to you like it's normal, and you'll believe that. You know what I mean? But that don't fly with me. I'm not deceived. I'm not underneath that perverted lifestyle. You know what I mean? I chose to walk away from it. Even when I had my painting business going, I gave 25-year warranties. Nobody else does that. They give 12-month warranties, and they tell you what you want to hear. And then they do a real fast spray job, you know. And then 7 years later, people go, well, the paint jobs don't even last. I don't even, you know, now, you know, it even got worse for me, you know, because I've always told the truth. When you keep telling the truth and it keeps getting worse for you, that's where the Holy Bible says, when workers of iniquity. I hollered from the top of my lungs to God one day, because I had it. I literally had it with all this stuff. And that's when I started seeing things. That's when things started changing. That's when I've had a lot of demonic stuff coming against me. Because the Lord heard me, and he let me know that he heard me. And now, when I was in that church yesterday, that lady was preaching like they're ready to die a martyr's death. I believe she said she's been having a lot of dreams and stuff the past few weeks, and obviously these dreams were letting her know, you know, her limitations for what's ahead. She can either get a crown of martyr because of the life she lived, or she'll go to hell. One of the two. And she was preaching martyr, being a martyr. And, you know, it's because of the life they chose. You don't have to take the mark of the beast, but it says a lot of people will because they love their life so much here. But some of these people that you're going to be listening to, remember this, there's going to be demons in these people. And as sure as they tricked and deceived a lot of people to follow them thus far, they're going to try to get you to go a little further and to hell and damnation. And when you go to hell and damnation and you see the spirits that were actually in those people that you believed, they don't look like what you think they look like. They're going to look evil, wicked, twisted, and they're going to be very evil. They're going to want to torment you day and night. The Holy Bible says there won't be no rest, no peace. So, you know, I would trust in that, you know, and I wouldn't be afraid of a martyr's death either. I already heard the Lord told me a crown that I had coming, and I've never once shared it on here, and I never will, because that's between me and the Lord. But, he said to pick up your cross and to follow him. And I'd highly suggest that you do that, because this world is about to pass. And what's going to happen, the economy is going to crash. All the money you think you have in your 401, it's going to just suddenly disappear. Because remember, that's just on paper. It's on a little statement that you see every month. It ain't anything you got in your pocket, is it? You know what I mean? And then they're going to end up having martial law, and they're going to be coming by taking everything everybody's got. Remember what they did in Germany when they loaded them up on the train? They said, put your luggage here, it'll follow you. But really, they dug through it like vultures and took what they wanted and threw the rest of it away, used it for their war machine. They're going to do the same thing. They're going to keep telling you what you want to hear while they're loading you up to the crematories or not the crematories, they'll be beheading you. I'm sure they're going to be crematory too, but they're going to be burying a lot of people. They're going to, it's going to be wickety. But those that die getting their heads cut off, man, it'll be over like that, man. And then you'll instantly be with the Lord, man. You know what I mean? I wouldn't fear it. What I would fear is being any longer with these people, man. I'd be running in front of the line, man. I'll go first. While everybody else is afraid, Forget that, man. Let me go, man. I'm ready to go now, man. Don't be afraid. Because like I said, they use that stuff, fear. And they like to spin webs. I've never liked snakes. And I've never liked spiders. I wonder why that is. I never liked spiders or snakes. There's a song about that too, ain't there? I don't like spiders or snakes. Yeah, but that ain't what it takes to love me. But yeah, man, it's getting ready to happen, man. We ain't got long. I told you something's gonna happen here in March. I had these people trying to get me to go back to Mobile. I didn't want to, man. And he was paying me $13 an hour. I left after 1 week. And then he calls me up 3 days later, something like that, saying, well, man, why didn't you ask me for more money? I said, look, even if you paid me $15 an hour, I said, I was getting that 20 years ago. And I said, you look at what it costs to see a dentist or a doctor or anything, to rent a place. Compare that to what the wages are today. I'm a skilled person, man. I had my own business, a wrap on my truck. This guy had me doing repairs using plaster on the exterior on wood. And he's going, oh, I stumbled across that, man, and it works real good. And I sat there telling him, I said, well, this is for interior, man. It's plaster. And I said, then you're supposed to prime the drywall or plaster before you even apply this. And he's putting it on wood without even priming it. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's so hard for me to work for people even, because of the way everybody's doing everything. I got a paycheck and left. He goes, well, I'll give you 15 if you come back. I said, man, it's a long ways from here, And he goes, I'll give you 16, and I'll move you up to 18 when you run a crew. Like I'm going to stick around. I've got intuition telling me that place is about to go underwater. And it's going to happen, man, I'm telling you. And when it does happen, you won't be able to get on the interstate and get away from it fast enough. All of Florida's going to be under. Then all the coastline, it's going to rush up even on Alabama. It's going to be bad. You guys don't believe it, though. You want to believe everything else. Let me tell you something, man. If you guys got any money and you got any kind of faith at all, I'd try to believe it. Take a camping trip or something, I wouldn't go around Yosemite up there, that's going to be bad too. I would go up around Wyoming, that's going to have a volcano. America's going to be destroyed one way or the other. I'm just staying inland until the Lord calls me to go home. And it's close to happening, man. Get ready, man. I'm ready to go. I've had enough of this here. I've seen things the way it is. It's ugly. God bless you, man. Be strong.